After days of relentless driving, Noah finally turned his truck into a forest near Sun River on April 20th, 2020, craving nothing more than a peaceful night's rest. The area struck him as deeply secluded, completely deserted, and secure enough to finally let his guard down without another soul anywhere nearby. Yet within just a few short hours, every shred of that comforting illusion was violently ripped away, and the silence he had been chasing became something far more threatening.
And he just keeps walking around, and he's like really close to my truck. I've never been this scared, and like this doesn't make any sense because I parked somewhere where you couldn't see, no one was on that road. Wait, he's touching my truck. He's literally touching my truck. How am I supposed to get him away? He's literally knocking. He's literally knocking on my truck. The canopy, the back door's locked. I've never been this scared before ever. I don't think he knows that there's anyone in here. I'm so scared right now. I wish I brought my gun back here. He keeps walking around. I don't get it. I'm like, how is he not have noticed? Doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna try to see if he goes away eventually. We'll see. He's literally peeking through the door right now. I've never been this scared ever. So, the current time is 2:30 in the morning right now. He's still walking around my truck. I'm gonna try to see if I can flash my light to get him scared. So he runs away. There he is. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Put yourself in Noah's boots for a moment. How would you have responded? Mercifully, no real tragedy unfolded that night. Noah managed to leave the forest behind and made it back home in one piece, and for a brief while he genuinely believed the ordeal was finished. It wasn't. The rear compartment of his truck had remained locked the entire time, and had that single latch not held, the entire story could have taken a far darker, irreversible turn. No explanation ever surfaced regarding the stranger's identity, and to this day, nobody can say what they were after or why they chose that isolated vehicle. In a stretch of forest that had appeared utterly empty, someone spent dozens of minutes slowly, silently orbiting a lone truck in the dead of night. From that evening forward, Noah never regarded quiet forests with the same naive comfort again. Silence, he learned, does not guarantee safety. It's often just the fragile stillness that hangs in the air right before you grasp the chilling truth that you were never truly alone. Built around a passion for outdoor living, fishing, and wild nature adventures, the channel Your Way Living delivers its stories with a warm, energetic, and refreshingly down-to-earth approach that makes every episode feel like catching up with an old friend around the campfire.
Oh! Oh my gosh! Immediately! My first topwater bite of the year, baby! Woo! Oh my gosh! No! Oh no, he came off! God. No. Woo! Woo! Oh, woo! Oh my gosh! Oh! Second run, baby! Oh my gosh, that's a nice blue. Oh, come on. I know my mom wants some fish cakes. Come to mama. Ooh. There. I'm bringing him to you. Woo! Yes!
All right, let's get him out of there so you can...
Heidi and Andy navigate their way into the shallows, where the water erupts with explosive surface strikes from tarpon, and the unmistakable crimson flash of red drum transforms every cast into a surge of pure adrenaline. Yet right in the heart of that non-stop, high-octane chaos, an unexpected shift ripples through the scene.
Ooh, fish just jumped. pretty good size one. What gets me is every time we fish this point from land, we're casting like right where the boat is.
Oh, it's a huge shark.
Right where the boat is. Oh, it's a huge shark.
Oh my God.
The frantic pace abruptly grinds to a halt as a shark stretching nearly 3 meters long surfaces silently right beside the boat, so unnervingly close that the serene morning instantly warps into a spine-chilling encounter destined to haunt them long after the ripples fade.
Oh my God.
You see the fin on that thing?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, my heart is pounding so fast, you guys. A shark fin, like literally 2 feet high, at least 2 feet high, came up right in front of us right here.
That was a shark fin.
That was it. Why did it just come up like that? That was so creepy.
I was trying to catch one.
Oh my God. And it was swimming this way away from the shore, you guys. It was swimming from the point straight in front of the boat. Oh my gosh, what the heck? And there are people tubing on a boat, literally just a few hundred yards that way.
Fortunately, the enormous shark showed no interest whatsoever in striking the boat. Still, that single, silent appearance was all it took to flip their adrenaline-fueled excitement into a cold, chilling reminder of the ocean's immense and unforgiving power. With just a few meters of murky water separating them, the razor-thin line between an epic fishing trip and genuine danger had never felt so terrifyingly fragile. On February 11th, 2024, a YouTuber devoted to solo camping and exploration endured the most terrifying night of his life while camped alone in the woods beside an Ohio lake. The terror was so overwhelming that he fled in sheer panic, abandoning every piece of his gear behind. That individual, Jorah, had returned to this well-known location to film the second installment of his winter camping series. Having successfully camped there once before, he felt bold enough to adopt a minimalist approach. Nothing more than a tent and a sleeping bag, even with the forecast calling for temperatures that would plunge into the mid-20s Fahrenheit, a bone-chilling cold that promised a truly unforgiving night.
So yeah, much darker now, much colder now. I'll be honest, for a minute I was thinking about reading my Bible, and I didn't. You guys gotta check this toasty fire out though. Alright guys, so it is getting colder out now. I say now's a good time. It's probably around 10 o'clock or so. So now would be a good time to fire up those rechargeable hand warmers. I'm really curious to see if they'll last all night. When I wake up in the morning, are they still warm? If they are, I'd give them a double thumbs up. Anyway, yeah, let's go check those out. Wonder if you have to hold them for them to work. No. Alright guys, it did have directions. It was underneath this thing. I just had to pull this tray out, and there they were. So let's see what they have to say. And that is it. We are roughing it tonight. The one thing that I do wish I would have remembered was a pillow. I didn't even think about it. I was thinking about bare minimum. Well, so that's what we did. Actually, I just forgot it. But yeah, bare minimum. I gotta say, pretty impressed so far. Like, that is really warm. It might just keep me pretty toasty tonight.
The dark lake stretched out beside him, its still waters reflecting the last shreds of daylight, while the dense woods pressed in from every side, and nearby stood the so-called offering tree, where he had once left food in hopes of attracting Bigfoot. Although the landscape felt familiar, the silence that night carried a distinctly heavier, more unsettling weight. As darkness fully consumed the sky, the forest's natural rhythm began to warp, subtle but unmistakable warning signs threading through the stillness. Despite every instinct urging caution, Jur chose to abandon the fragile safety of his camp and set off through the trees toward that ominous, waiting landmark.
Man, I could use a better flashlight too. I gotta say, this flashlight is not very impressive. Alright, offering tree. Let me try to get this light a little better too. There we go. That's more better. That's more better. Something seemed off. What the heck was that? That sucker came flying in. That just fall from up there? That's what I was telling you guys about the Widowmakers when you're pitching your tent. Like that was, I don't know what that was, but
With every step deeper, the forest's strangeness intensifies. He attempts to remain calm, yet a chilling awareness grows. He is no longer by himself among the trees.
so yeah, in part 1 I had mentioned that this time I was going to do no knocks, no whoops. The woods is becoming alive. Oh yes, here we go. Here's the offering tree. Oh, I'd crap my pants if now there was something up there. I just got the chills even thinking about it. But yeah, so a couple videos ago I left an offering. I left him a couple apples, banana, and then I don't know if he took them or another animal, but they're gone. Like there is no signs of anything now. Thought I heard something down at this bank. Probably a coon. Trying to rustle up some dinner. Wrestle. Is it rustle or wrestle? Keep your eyes open though, guys, because these woods are freaking scary. You never know. I've sworn I've seen things in them. Actually, in part 1, nothing happened. It was actually the most time I've ever spent here with nothing weird happening.
When he finally crawls back to his tent and tries to settle in for the night, the situation spirals past a breaking point. From the oppressive darkness, he begins to pick up not just a single noise, but multiple distinct movements threading through the trees. Sounds far too deliberate and calculated to be mere animals. Whatever is circling his camp, it's no longer something he can dismiss as a trick of his own imagination.
I just heard I don't know if I was even all the way asleep or what, but there was a huge crash outside. Do you hear that? I'm turning my light down. There's more than one. More than one. Crap, wrong way. It's throwing stuff at the tent. I'm armed. No. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have a freaking heart attack. Man, whatever that is, I don't know what. I almost feel like it could be people messing with me. I just heard it breathing. Oh! I can hear it.
Consumed by sheer terror, he fled into the dead of night without a backward glance, leaving every piece of his gear exposed and forgotten behind him as survival instinct took over completely. His sole focus narrowed to putting as much distance as possible between himself and whatever presence was lurking in those woods before it was too late to escape. Days passed before he managed to summon the courage to return, and what greeted him at the site was a scene of absolute devastation. The tent lay in ruins, slashed to ribbons, crushed under the weight of a concrete block. The destruction so deliberate and violent, it erased any doubt that this was a targeted act, far beyond the capacity of any wild animal. He walked away from that forest alive, but he knows with absolute certainty that he will never set foot there again. Sometimes fear is not a sign of weakness, but the final, desperate warning pushing you to flee while the chance still exists. The creator behind Ranga Trips consistently pushes survival camping to its limits, routinely pitching his shelter in the most bizarre and inhospitable locations, and this particular video refuses to break that tradition. He makes the startling choice to camp completely alone overnight, on a narrow, fully exposed rock ledge, positioning himself squarely in the teeth of a ferocious ocean storm. Whether that decision qualifies as admirable bravery or sheer recklessness is genuinely impossible to determine.
Get in the back. Here it comes.
He relies solely on a thin tarp and a sleeping bag, abandoning any proper tent or anchoring system. All that remains is the sheer, reckless courage of someone who dares to challenge fate.
The wind is starting to increase now.
It's crazy, it's quiet, like look, there's no wind. Like just absolutely. Yeah. They call it the calm before the storm. This one means
All labels fall away in an instant, stripping the moment of any challenge, any experience, any video. Just a single, impossibly small human left completely at the mercy of nature's raw and relentless force, while one stubborn question circles endlessly through his thoughts, doubting whether this ledge is truly where he should be.
good. Now it's like that's hail.
Without warning, everything suddenly calms, the roaring tempest fading just as swiftly as it had arrived.
I don't know where there's rain. It's like sunshine and there's rain coming.
The aftermath of the storm feels surreal, like a dream or a profound reminder. In a single breath, nature can tear everything apart and yet unveil a breathtaking beauty so powerful it freezes you in place. Camping through such chaos is never a triumph. It's raw endurance, pure patience, and sometimes a gamble that borders on the inexplicable. A risk so deep it leaves you shaken and profoundly aware. The Woodsy Channel revolves around solo wilderness camping, prioritizing serene moments, unhurried living, and outings that initially seem entirely harmless. Stepping into the forest as a quiet observer, the creator chooses to coexist with nature rather than struggle against it. Yet in this particular video, what was meant to be a peaceful solo overnighter on a remote island gradually transforms into a haunting and deeply unsettling experience, driving home a harsh, unforgettable lesson about the stark, haunting reality of being entirely by yourself in the wild.
Video in the same area, and it looked like a really nice site in her video. This is where she stayed. Not sure if that's the landing or not. Golly, these bugs are crazy. Getting bit like crazy. Oh god, these black flies are crazy.
From the instant she sets foot on the shore, her first true survival ordeal engulfs her. The black flies transform from a minor irritation into a genuine menace. These tiny predators slice skin open to feast on blood, introducing serious risks of infection and severe, painful reactions. They descend in a ravenous, blood-crazed cloud, compelling Woodsy to suit up in protective layers and frantically build smoky fires, all in a desperate bid to simply inhale without drawing a mouthful of the tormenting swarm.
These flies are like the worst I've ever seen them. I'm just trying to, before I do anything, start a fire to see if that like helps in the least.
The sheer ferocity of that swarming assault signals something far more ominous than mere hunger. It's nature's own warning, and the message proves chillingly accurate. Before she can even catch her breath or steady her nerves, the wilderness delivers yet another brutal, unrelenting strike, crashing down upon her without a shred of mercy.
That was some seriously loud thunder. I wonder if islands have a higher chance of getting struck by lightning, just because they're just like sitting out in the middle of the water. This seemed really cozy, like sit under a tarp during a thunderstorm, but it's actually a little scary. I did just get a little bit stressed just now hearing that.
Huddled under that flimsy tarp, every heartbeat seems to deepen the suffocating sense of isolation, and soon she finds herself doubting whether the island can truly offer any refuge. In a flash, the fragile calm shatters completely, replaced by raw, unfiltered terror. Although she survives the storm intact, the island exacts its price in the form of vicious black fly bites. Her legs swell grotesquely, lymph nodes become painfully inflamed, and her ankles distort beyond their usual shape, a lasting physical signature that Temagami carves into her body. This is nature's cold, unforgettable message. Humans may step into the wild, but they are never the ones in charge, and control remains a permanent illusion. On July 1st, 2021, in the remote wilderness of Mabaubi, Botswana, South African wildlife filmmaker Robert Hofmeyr and his brother-in-law Andy had settled in for what they assumed would be a calm, uneventful night of camping. That fragile peace was violently torn apart when a lion, moving in complete and utter silence, emerged from the impenetrable darkness and strode directly toward them without offering a single warning sound.
Once we were in the car, I grabbed my camera and started filming.
It's in our tent.
It's gone in our tent.
Oh my goodness. Okay, we've got a lion here. Robbie spotted it about 8 meters away, and it's just gone into our tent.
My coffee is stuck out there with the lion.
Is your boot open?
We noticed that the rear doors of our car were open, so we decided to drive a little bit away, jump out, close the doors, and then come back.
Without any hesitation, the lion seized a pillow that still carried the thick, unmistakable scent of humans and began to gnaw on it. The bizarre and deeply disturbing sight striking both men with an icy, bone-deep dread.
Sitting under the tree, over there, eating the pillow. He's playing with the pillow now.
Not very tasty.
I really hope it is your pillow, Andy.
It was.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure.
Mine's a similar color. Yeah, is that yours?
It's very dark.
It's covered in slobber now. Yeah, that was a bit scary. Okay, now he's gonna go and get my pillow.
The lion, not content with the pillow, moves fully into the tent, and the two men only manage to drive it away by using their vehicle, though it retreats at a slow, deliberate pace.
Oh, my dear. We got snacks. No, he doesn't care.
Is he taking my sleeping bag? Oh my goodness. Could you just drive a bit closer maybe? So let's keep an eye out for others.
The lion was healthy and he was not at all aggressive. He was just curious. He showed no fear of humans or vehicles. What scared me in retrospect is that I had just happened to look in the direction the lion was approaching from. If I had not looked up, or if he had approached from behind the car or tent, we would only have noticed him when he was a couple of meters away. If that had happened, I think I would have run away, which would have been a very bad idea. The lion continued to circle around the tent, so we moved the car as close as we could to the entrance to the tent to stop him from going in there again. While a lion in one's tent is rare, lions commonly enter camps in the Mabua area because uninformed visitors leave taps running or bowls of water out for them, rather than leaving them to live normal lives in their natural habitat, and this encourages them to visit the unfenced campsites frequently. Most visitors sleep in rooftop tents or caravans, so they are relatively safe. Once the lion realized he was blocked from entering the tent, he went and grabbed my camping chair and ran off into the bushes and chewed that for a while.
Uncertain about how far the predator had retreated, they hastily leaped out, sealed the tent, and took off on an early morning drive, not for the scenery, but simply to buy themselves a little more time alive. When they eventually returned, the wreckage spoke volumes. Pillows drenched in lion drool, bags shredded by fangs, gaping tears in the tent fabric, and camping chairs reduced to gnawed fragments. Miraculously, neither of them suffered a scratch. Yet Robert now knows with absolute conviction that he will never again sleep in Mabua without the security of a rooftop tent or a heavily reinforced ground tent. Because on some mornings, hesitating just a heartbeat longer would mean the tale would not be told with such a composed, matter-of-fact tone ever again. Ever since he can remember, Pasha Brill has been terrified by claustrophobic spaces, places where the walls seem to edge closer with every millimeter, and each breath raises the anxious question of whether the air will soon give out. Ironically, that very fear propels him into a hasty choice he immediately regrets. He ventures alone into a deep subterranean cave network, where below him lies a boundless clay maze with passages so tight that he must press flat, twist his torso, and force his way through just to advance. He has no backup or radio connection. If anything goes awry, no one will hear his calls. Yet the worst horror at this moment isn't the pitch-black darkness around him. It's the chilling realization. What if he becomes permanently trapped here, with no one ever knowing his location? There's no space to reverse his body, and every direction looks identical. He has lost all sense of the exit. The passages stretch infinitely ahead, growing narrower with each meter, until Pasha can no longer drag himself forward on his elbows, and his lungs struggle to pull in enough air. Through a stroke of luck, after nearly 5 hours spent buried in complete darkness, a slender stream of air finally brushes against his exposed skin. This footage, however, is not solely a documentation of exploration. It captures that terrifying moment when the earth appears to constrict around a lone human. What remains is only your consciousness, and a dread you cannot outrun. For Natalie, solitude holds an irresistible pull. She seeks unfettered freedom by camping in the wild, accompanied by nothing more than a flimsy tent and an outdated mobile phone.
Make me look like a fella, because I've never camped here before. I was nervous about who was coming along, because you have to go right round the side and away down here. But then I seen a guy, and then I heard kids, and then I seen the woman. That was a couple and their children. They were so lovely, yarning away to me, asking do I do this all the time, and they were down Bloody Bridge last week. I was saying that I camp in the mornings normally, and their kids were like, we want a wild camp. They were so nice, but they were like, do you do this by yourself? And I was like, I'm sure people think that do come across me, that girl is crazy.
For this trip, she swaps the forest for the coast of Larne, leaving behind the rustle of leaves in favor of the crash of waves, with hopes of a peaceful night and a dawn over the sea. The afternoon seems flawless. Her tent goes up, a campfire crackles, and a nearby family offers a cheerful greeting. The whole scene appears so tranquil that it's easy to let your guard down. Yet as the sun dips behind the high cliffs, that calm quickly falls apart. Is it merely a joke? Or does it mark the start of something much more disturbing set to occur later that night? And all of this before her wariness of strangers has any chance to fade.
So there was a group of 4 people coming towards the tent. I realised it was 4 teenage boys, and you could hear them whispering and getting on. I ended up poking my head out and saying hello, and they headed up the hill to the cliffs behind me. Now up that way it's access to a farm, so you can't, there's no public access up there, so I'm guessing they live there. But as they were walking up the hill, they all started shouting, we're getting the police phoned, you're not allowed to camp there, we're ringing the police. So I could be in for an eventful night here. I don't know if the police will come down this far. I have to go right along the rocks and right down here. I don't know if a farmer from away up the cliff's going to come down, or they're going to come back, or what's going to happen. But yeah, came to the coast for a change of scenery, and the police might be coming to remove me.
The environment reveals its grim aspect as she lies motionless and vulnerable, listening to the water slowly advance toward the stones near her refuge. At that point, being alone no longer brings a sense of liberation. Rather, it begins to resemble a confining prison.
I can barely open my eyes. That was a rough night. Worse than the forest. I haven't even looked outside yet. It sounded like it was raining at one point this morning. And it's quite windy. Like you would think it's an autumn's day. I know that's what it sounded like anyway. It could be a different story when I open the door. I need a coffee badly.
At the first light touching the sea, no police appear, which is a relief. The ocean halts just before the tent, near enough to give her a clear warning. This event is not merely a ruined camping excursion. It becomes a night that Natalie will forever remember.